All right, folks, here we go. So we're moving on to section 8.1 today. And 8.1 is focusing on what we call the geometric mean. And what the geometric mean is it's setting up a proportion here. So hopefully you can see here they have a over x equals x over b, which gives you a squared. So if they want you to find the geometric mean between 9 and 4, you can go 9 over x equals x over 4, as you can see in the example. And when you cross multiply like we've been doing, we get 36 equals x squared. How do you get x by itself here? You take the square root of both sides, and x is going to give us 6. So that's how we're going to work with the geometric mean to set up things to solve. This one right here, we want to find the geometric mean between 2 and 50. Put 2 here, 50 here. You match up your x's. So you have x squared equals 100. Take the square root of 100 and you get 10. Next one we want to do is we want to find the geometric mean between 4 and 16. So you can go 4 over x equals x over 16. Again, cross multiply, you get x squared equals 64. Take the square root of both sides, and we get a final answer of x equals 8. X equals 8. Okay, so that's one section of what we're doing today, one part of it. The second part, though, is being able to take this object, and this figure, I should say, right here, and rearranging it into what's going to be 3 triangles that are going to be easier for us to understand. So I'm going to focus on this one. I don't like these two below. Just when I'm a visual person, so when I set these up, I want to set it up so there's going to be a big triangle, going to be a medium-sized triangle, and then there's going to be the little triangle. And you can see I have all of these. I line up the same way, and I put the 90-degree angle in the bottom left corner, and then I try to match these up. So I'm going to take this object. Look at the big picture of it. The 90-degree angle is right here. That's angle C. So I'm going to put angle C right here. The side that goes in this direction with it on the base is the B, and then the one that's all the way up on the top is A. So right now I'm just rearranging and naming it so we can use it later on. Next, I want to go with the second one. That's this triangle right here. This is this middle size. So 90-degree angle is the D. That goes here. We go up to the A, and we go out over here to the C. And then the last one, this is the small one right here. We have D is the 90-degree, B is over here, and C is over here. And again, that's just a way to rearrange it, and so we can use it later on as we go through. Now I'm going to want to do the same thing here just to take a look at and see one more here just to get an understanding of how to rearrange this. Let me get the boards. Board's a little off today. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to have the really big triangle. Then I have my medium-sized triangle. And then I have the small triangle. And again, I always like to put the 90-degree over there just to make it easy for me. So my 90-degree angle is right here. That's a F. I go up to the G and over to the E. This is the middle triangle. So my 90-degree angle is the H. I go all the way up to the G, and I go over to the F. Here's the little one right here. H is the 90-degree. I go over to the E, and I go all the way up to the F. And that just visually helps me out, and now we're going to see how we can use those with some numbers in the next one. So we want to find C, D, and E, and if you look at that, there's a lot of letters, only a few numbers. And so what we're trying to do here is I'm going to try to work with that. And again, this starts for me with the 3 triangles. So here's the big one. Here's the medium-sized one, and then here's the smaller one. And again, that's just giving me a way to set this up. So again, I'm starting with the big one. This is my 90-degree angle, that's K. I go up to the top is L, and I go over here, that's J. The middle size, here's the middle one. So M is the 90-degree. I go up to the L. I go over on the small side to the K. And then here's the little triangle. Little triangle, I have M as my 90. I go up to the K, and I go out to the J. Now I actually have to fill in the values of what they give us based on this. So if I go back to the big triangle, okay? So this right here is C, that's KL, so I put a C here. I have to add these two together. That gives me the hypotenuse, 24 plus 6, that gives me 30. And then on the bottom section is letter D. Now I go to the middle triangle. The middle triangle, I have 24 is here. My hypotenuse is opposite 90 is C, and then down at the bottom here is E. Now I go to the little one. The bottom is 6. I have the back side here is E, and the hypotenuse is D. So now we're going to combine both of the things that we started these notes with to try to solve for all of these letters. So again, we want to try to find the geometric mean, which means we want to try to match up things that make sense. So C, and we have to match up with a C. So this C, if I match that up, actually goes with 24. So I'm going to go C over 24 equals, well, what matches up with that C right there is 30. So then, but again, what came first? So C over 24, if I start with this triangle, I have to go back with that triangle, equals 30 over C. And again, when we solve this, we should cross multiply. So C squared equals 30 times 24. And that's 720. And then you take the square root of all that, and C, let's round to the first decimal. C is about 26.8. So that's how we would do that one. Now let's say we want to solve for D. So let's find D. Here's D right here. So that means D is going to be associated with 6. Here's D here, and that's going to be associated with 30. But again, you have to remember what you start with. So if I go D over 6, then I'm going to have to go 30 over D. So then we cross multiply and solve. We get D squared equals 180. And we take the square root of 180, and we get D is about 13.4. So D is about 13.4. And again, how do we do that? You take the square root here. And I know I'm running out of room, and I apologize, but I'm doing the best I can here. So last one we want to solve for is, we did C, D, so we got to do E. So let's find E. So E is right here. So here's E. Find a number with that. E matches up with 6. And here's my other E, matches up with 24. So if I go E over 6, so E over 6, and then I have to go 24 over E. So then I get E squared. I know it's hard to see there. And 24 times 6. 24 times 6 is going to give me 144. So the square root of both of those, E equals 12. So that's how you set it up. That's how you solve. And then I have all the work here to do the exact same thing, just kind of show you how we got those. But there you go, final answer. One more problem I want to go through here. And again, same idea, same concept. So we take this triangle, which has so many triangles intertwined, and we want to take a look and solve. So let's just start by rewriting these. Here's the big triangle. Here's the medium-sized triangle. And then here's the small triangle. And again, let's rewrite and label and then make our life, this makes our life a whole lot easier. That's not working so well there. So the big one right here. So we look at the very big triangle. So T is our 90 degrees, and I know that's, for some reason that wasn't marked, but this should be marked as 90 degrees. That's T. We go up to R, and you go out to S. Middle size, the 90 degree is U. You go all the way up to R, and we go out to T. In the little triangle, this is the little triangle. So again, we have a U right here. We go all the way up to T, and we go all the way out to S. Okay? And then now we plug in, what those are representing. So RT, this is my E right here. You add the 16 plus 4, gives us 20. And then down below we have F. In the medium-sized triangle, we have the 16 is right here. We have a K, which is down below right here. And we have the E, which is opposite the 90 degrees, so the hypotenuse. Then we look at the bottom triangle here, and again, this isn't easy. Try to rearrange your paper, rewrite your paper, do what you got to do. The K is here, 4 is down below, and F is the hypotenuse. So from here again, folks, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to match these up, and we're trying to see what works. So if we can see here, there's an E, matches up with 16. Here's the other E to match up with 20. So E over 16 equals 20 over E. So cross multiply, you get E squared. E squared equals 320. Take the square root of that, and E is about 17.9. 17.9. That was E. So now let's look at F. So here's F right here. F and the number matches up with 4. Here's F and 20. So we're going to match up those. So if we go F over 4 equals 20 over F. F squared equals 80. So you take the square root of 80, and F is about 8.9. And then the last one here, folks, is that was what, E and EF and K. So let's find K. So here's K here. Match that up with the 4. Here's K here. You can match that up with the 16. So we can go K over 4. So K over 4 matches up with 16 over K. K squared equals 64. And K equals 8. K equals 8. Great job, folks. Great job.